Hello, Kelsey Taylor here. Welcome to my top list video on part 3, talking about my top 50 favorite movies. And I'm back from my little small vacation, and for the first time in over a year, I finally got to film a video on the Nikon camera. My cell phone is right here, so I'm changing things up a bit, and hopefully this goes well. It's been a long time since I've used this camera, but very excited. Now, I'm going to be going down like 10 more of my top 50 favorite movies from number 30 to number 21, right? Yeah. Boy, I was going to do this video last week, but because of time, I couldn't. So, this is the only time I have this week to do one. So, let's continue on the list of my top 30 favorite movies, part 3. Number 30 is like the Disney anime movie that started the period of the Renaissance, it's called the Disney Renaissance, like some certain films that came out during that time, like from Disney, that got Disney off the ground for a little bit after multiple failures, I guess, is The Little Mermaid, which is actually my third favorite Disney movie of all time, animated one. I always loved the music to it and the story, and I like movies like takes place in the ocean, like underwater. I've always been fascinated by that. I love SpongeBob SquarePants. I love certain films that take place, under the sea. It's beautiful. And this movie, of course, The Little Mermaid, everyone knows about that. I'm sure Disney's remaking it right now as we speak, so we'll see about that. But the original Little Mermaid is a classic. Number 29 is my favorite Ron Williams movie of all time, and it's Mrs. Doubtfire. It's one of those movies they don't make anymore. I mean, it's funny. Ron Williams made it so perfect in the role, and a lot of cast members did a great job, like Sally Field and Pierce Bronson. I mean, Mrs. Doubtfire. I mean, it's like one of those movies that make me miss Ron Williams even more. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Number 28 is my favorite Pixar movie of all time, next to Inside Out, is Finding Nemo. It's another one I mentioned, like when I talk about movies that take place like in the ocean. It's also one of my favorites. And Finding Nemo, everyone knows about that one. Finding Dory I liked as well, but I think Finding Nemo is definitely the best one. I mean, it's very funny, it's beautiful, heartfelt. Like any Pixar film, every Pixar film is so heartfelt. How could you go wrong? Yeah, Finding Nemo, my 20th favorite movie of all time. Number 27, it's kind of weird to put on the list, but I watched it a lot growing up, and when I was younger, I used to not like the show very much, like a little bit. But I started to appreciate it more as I've gotten older now. I like it, and I'm a massive fan. It's Beavis and Butthead Do America. I think I saw the show first, but I was really young when it was on, so I can't tell. But this was very funny. Like, if you're a fan of the Beavis and Butthead and you have no idea they made a movie based off them, definitely watch Beavis and Butthead Do America. Yeah, so it's like one of those adult anime movies I was allowed to watch as a kid, because I wasn't allowed to watch stuff like South Park or anything like that then. But, yeah, Beavis and Butthead Do America. It's like one of those ones that had a lot of jokes that even if kids were watching it, they wouldn't get, like, flew over their heads, but now they get it. Now they're adults. It's very funny. Number 26 is my favorite Ernest film, and it's Ernest Goes to Camp. Out of the Ernest films, I thought this was, like, I think the best made, and, like, definitely heartfelt and, like, more lighthearted. I mean, there's some slapstick, but it's not done over the top or anything, and Jim Varney playing as Ernest, I mean, he's fantastic, and I wish Jim Varney was still alive today. I could imagine if he were alive today, still, I think he could have done more movies. Even if he decided to quit the Ernest character, he still could have done a lot more stuff. But Ernest Goes to Camp, definitely a perfect summer movie. Number 25 is the original Beauty and the Beast from Disney. This is my second favorite of the Disney animated features. It is like, I do like the remake as well, but the original is so much better. And, of course, you know about that. The performances are so great, the animation is great, and the music, you're probably singing one right now. I'm thinking one in my head. There goes a baker with his tray like always. I don't feel like singing that, but Beauty and the Beast is my second favorite Disney film and my 25th favorite movie of all time. Love it. Number 23, wait a second, I've written this all screwed up. Number 24, I meant, because I've written 23 here for some reason. Sorry about that. My 24th favorite movie of all time is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. This is one of those movies I'm sure a lot of people, when they first saw it, they became obsessed with it. Like, And again, they don't make movies like this anymore, especially technology-wise, with hand-drawn animation mixed in with live action. Nowadays, you kind of get it in YouTube videos, but it's done so cheap. The way they did it, even before its time, is very impressive. Still impressive, like over 30 years later. And I've always loved the film. I always enjoyed the characters and the story and the humor, and I was so obsessed with it. I used to watch it on DVD a lot. Like a lot, and I would watch the bonus features like crazy, seeing how they made the film, all that. It was very, very interesting to me. And Who Framed Roger Rabbit, if you have not seen that movie, please go watch it. My 23rd favorite movie of all time is Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey. Again, they don't make movies like this anymore. And they got the animals to talk, but they didn't have their mouths moving like all CGI. They did a voiceover. And this one's actually a remake of the original film from the 1960s, which I probably saw 5 seconds of or something. But the remake, Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey, is a classic. I mean, it's such a great film, so heartfelt, and a movie that kids today should watch. And it's like one of my favorite animal movies of all time. My 22nd favorite movie of all time. I have not watched this in years. Again, I gotta watch to see how well it holds up. But it's a Don Bluth film, which at this point he started to do movies that wasn't as good as one other one I'm going to talk about later. But this one I remember watching a lot growing up is Rock-a-Doodle. I don't know why. I just loved the idea of it, or maybe it was more. It's just like a nostalgic movie for me. I know it's not great, but Rock-a-Doodle, I just like that film. How do I explain it? For those of you not familiar with. It's basically like a live action animated movie, but not like all combined like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Basically, this rooster's kicked out of the farm, and this evil owl comes in and turns this little boy into a kitten, and then it goes into the anime world. And the kitten and the other animals have to find this rooster. I know it sounds kind of weird for a Don Bluth movie, but I like that one. I think people should give it a chance if they can find it. Although it's not one of his greatest, but for some reason it's always been one of my favorites on the top list for some reason. I don't know. Now, my 21st favorite movie of all time, and did I say 30 to number 21? You know, I'm going to stop at 21 because I can't remember. It's been 2 weeks since I've done part 2 of this. My 21st favorite movie is another weird one I put on the list. It's The Crocodile Hunter Collision Course. This is the only movie that Steve Irwin got to make. He actually has done like a few appearances. I remember he appeared in Dr. Dolittle 2. He did some voice work in Happy Feet for a small role. And that's about it. And this is the only starring movies he's made. This is a shame. Like, if he were still alive today, I think they could have done, I don't know, a few more, even though it'll be more into documentaries and stuff. But I'm not sure, but it's kind of weird. I actually remember seeing this movie being advertised a lot when I was a kid. I used to see ads for it on TV, but never watched it. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's by MGM, and the logo would scare the shit out of me. I don't know. And it wasn't until like shortly after he died, I watched it and became obsessed with it. I started watching a lot. I'm like, I don't know why I waited all this time to watch that movie, but now it's in my favorite list. So, Crocodile Hunter Collision Course, my 21st favorite movie of all time. And next week I'm going to go through number 20 through number 11. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because I got 2 more parts of the series to make about my top 50 favorite movies, and I got to work on this list, like changing it up a bit, because this list is like, I don't know, over 3 years old. It's time to update and switch things up a bit. Try to, improve on this list, like everybody does. There's no such thing as a perfect list for favorite movies. It's always going to grow over time. It depends how long you're around still. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching part 3 of my top 50 favorite movies, and definitely be on the lookout for part 4 coming next week, hopefully. Adios.